Well, we want to start off this morning by talking about a very special part of our country that's celebrating a national day today. It was part of an area known as the Northwest Territory and is currently the home to the Colts, the Pacers, and a number of other sports teams. Now, we're talking, of course, about the great state of Indiana. And here to talk with us some more about that, I want to welcome Jody Blankenship. He's the CEO of the Indiana Historical Society. Jody, thanks so much for talking to us this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me this morning.
That's exactly right. It's beautiful for all of those. You and I, in the warm-up to this interview, were talking a little bit about the biggest surprise fact about Indiana, and I was surprised that it was that big a fact. Tell us what that is.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that when kids send their letters to Santa Claus every year around this time of year, they don't go to the North Pole. They actually go to Indiana, to Santa Claus, Indiana, to be exact.
See, now there's a piece of history that's good to know. Of course, you know, we know all about the Indianapolis 500 and things of that nature, but you're going to be happy to tell us that there are quite a number of other notable facts about the Hoosier State, right?
Oh, so many interesting things. So, for example, Indiana is known as the mother of vice presidents. So 6 people have been elected from Indiana to serve as vice president. Of course, Mike Pence was the last vice president, but many more before him. Sylvanus Bauer of Fort Wayne, Indiana, invented the first practical gasoline pump. Now, originally, it was designed to pump kerosene, but it was then adopted to become a gasoline pump. And, you know, can you imagine where we would be if we didn't have a way to accurately get fuel into our vehicles?
Yeah, we'd be, you're right about that. We'd be in a big mess. So you're talking about some factoids. What about some of the, I guess, geological or geographic features of your state that people might not be as familiar with as they should be?
Yeah, so Indiana has a really diverse geography. It's really something. So if you go up to northern Indiana, you can go to the sand dunes and the Indiana Dunes right off of Lake Michigan. They're fantastic. Who would think there were sand dunes here in Indiana? But then, of course, you can go down to southern Indiana to places like New Harmony, where they had a utopian experience. And you see this incredible architecture and this quaint history. You can go to Columbus, Indiana, where Cummins Diesel Company was started and has been. And they invested in bringing in some of the most incredible mid-century modern and just new architecture. Just in the small town in Indiana. And then, of course, there are places like the hills in Nashville, Indiana, and my favorite, Monument Circle here in Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah, that is cool. That is cool. Very briefly, is there a standout signature food that says Indiana all over it? Because we love food on this show, let's be honest.
Yes, there is. There's actually 2 things, the pork tenderloin and sugar cream pie.
Ooh.
I'd suggest you have them both together.
And I'm going to invite you to send us some samples of that fine Indiana cuisine as soon as possible. Hey, if people want to find out more, and obviously there is a whole lot more about Indiana or about the Historical Society for that matter, how would you suggest they connect with you?
Well, the easiest way to do that is online at indianahistory.org, and you can follow us on social media. Our handle on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook are all at Indiana History.
Okay, all right. Jody, thank you so much for talking with us this morning, and happy Hoosier Day.
Thank you so much. You too.